Hello, hello. Welcome to the next Moodring Make-Along meetup. Say that 3 times fast. We are going to just let people trickle in for a minute, and then we'll get started hanging out. Let's see. Okay. Kristen, I'm gonna go ahead and hand over admission stuff to you,
Absolutely. Happy.
so that we can start. All right. Hello, everyone. It has been a couple minutes, I guess not that many minutes, but a couple. So it's just a little time to check in. I'm feeling extra, I have a really, really busy week, so I feel extra kind of like tuned up. So I personally could benefit from the box breathing. You do not need to do it if you don't want to, but I think that I will not be so scattered if I do it. So join along if you want. If it's eye rolly to you, just don't eye roll to me. Just maybe stop your camera for a second for my self-esteem. Thank you. Please and thank you. All right. So everybody who's interested, let's go ahead and breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't like mixing up the counting. I'm going to do it differently this time. Let's do it again. Ready? Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. All right, just one more. Make this one count. So breathe in really deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So thank you for being here. Take a few minutes, just for yourselves to hang out. As was last time, this is really just a check-in. I want to just keep checking in. It's kind of an accountability thing, but it's also kind of a process thing. This is, not something that I've ever done before, this topic at least. And so I'm really interested in how it's going for everyone, what you're noticing, what you'd like to see more of, less of, all the things. But what I wanted to start talking about is actually, first, I would love to see where you are in your project. And no shame if you're one row in, cool. Just I will admit right away, I am, well, this will tell you I can't even find my logs. So that's a good, I'm at least a week, probably more like, and please feel free to unmute yourself. So I feel like I'm, unless you have a bunch of background noise, and then I'm at least a week behind. But this is mine so far. I think I mentioned to some of you, we did wait, am I showing you the wrong side? Yep, I'm showing you the ugly side. Awesome. I think I mentioned to you before that, please feel free. Hey, Jessica, please feel free to talk. Everybody talk.
I didn't want to cut you off.
No, please do. Please do. I think we talked about before, some of the ways for, especially those that are doing the ones that don't have as many rows, ways to incorporate when you have multiple feelings that stood out to you in a day. And we talked a little bit about how there are times when I'm just stopping mid-row or if like mostly, let's see, where's one that I have that? Like mostly everything was peaceful, but there was just like this one thing. Oh no, down here, anxiety. So this color right here is my joy, but I don't remember what it was for. I have it written down. I had just a little bit of anxiety that day, like maybe just started the day with it and it turned. And so I didn't feel like it deserved a full stage. Um, and I'm just weaving in as I go. So I talked about that earlier, but there were some conversations, and I don't remember, I think it might have been the last one, but it could have also been on the boards about when there are two feelings that are parallel, that are when there's an underlying feeling that maybe isn't how you are moving about your day, but it's sitting with you. So the example I used was anxiety. Like if you're very anxious about money or whether or not you're going to be able to complete something or, you know, a, a friend or parent's health or something like that. And that's always kind of sitting right here. But you had a great day with friends. You got to have, wine and cheese with your best friends, or your kid just like, did something amazing or whatever. It still kind of sits down there. And when you have more rows, you can, just do a little line or whatever. But I was talking a little bit about trying to figure out how to handle that. Um, if you had less rows. And one of the things that we talked about was maybe double stranding with like a fingering weight, something, or a lace weight would be even better, like a mohair, something that wouldn't change the gauge enough to matter for this project so that it was in line with it. Um, but what I ended up doing is, so for, this pattern is a granny pattern, obviously, but it's double crochet. So what I did one day when I just was having a day where there was a lot of other stuff going on, but it was just right here all day. I ended up doing the exact pattern row, but instead of doing double crochets, I think I did no, I think I did single crochets. I just did a shorter version of the exact same thing. Um, I've only done it that one time, but it worked for me in that day. So I was wondering if any of you, well, first of all, I would like to hold them up. I would love to see them. Why don't we start there?
I'm about 20 days behind, but there's so much of it.
Hold on.
Wait, who just said that?
Margaret.
Oh, you are? God, that's beautiful.
So
You would
pretty.
never know. I
Yeah.
need to change the view so I can see people. Um, okay, Margaret, say something so I can see you.
So I'm literally 20 days behind. I
Okay.
just counted. But I keep track of my feelings and I actually have crayons and
Love
I
it.
color my chart. So I'm getting fun. I'm still working on it. I color
That's
my
a
chart.
really good note. That's a good note, is just putting the color right there.
Right. Because
Um,
I don't remember sometimes, life gets in the way. But
it
I'm loving it. I'm gonna make a shrug out of it.
Mm.
Great. Great idea. Like a big cocoon kind of
Yeah.
situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I want to talk more about that subject, but I'm going to put a pin in it for just being behind. But I'd like to see other people's. I'm just going to see who I see right now. Jessica, since I see you next.
I'm
Do you have
here.
anything?
I do. My background's on because my house is a mess, but it's so
Well,
fun. I'm
pretty.
also a little behind.
It's
It's
beautiful.
so pretty. It's so nice. So yeah, I
Yeah.
love this yarn. This yarn is, I never would have picked this yarn. But it drapes so nicely with crochet.
Are you using the chirp cotton chirp?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, while I say, I'll forget. I posted this in the like subscription group, but I don't think that I got to it. Can't remember if I got to it or not on the Make-Along group. Today is the last day that all Pearl Soho yarns are 23% off for their anniversary. So if you
Oh,
need more cotton chirp, that takes it down to like $15.60, something like that instead of 20. Like it's significant if you're,
yeah.
especially if you need to buy a bunch. I don't know about you, but I would not have chosen correctly if I was going to stockpile what I thought I was going to feel. Like the colors that I would have, I'm really surprised about basically how much peace I have, which is my pink color. Like I need more pink, and I did not see that coming.
Same. I need more peace as well.
Fascinating, and so even though I would like to say like, oh, if we were doing this again, I would say like, think about what feelings you have and buy more. But I feel like I'm learning this, and some of you have shared that you're
Mhm.
learning that either it could be either like, oh, I actually am a lot more okay than I am, or oh, I'm focusing so much more on anger than I should be, or whatever. So, so all that to say, if you are using a Pearl Soho yarn, go today. Everything is 23% off. My Linka was really nice to reshare my affiliate link. I would love if you used it, but if you don't, you don't. Okay, while I was thinking about that. So I'm glad you like the yarn. It's looking good for the little glimpses that I
Yeah.
got from your background. It looks good. Okay, we'll keep on circling. Kristen, how you doing? I mean, let me see. How's your project doing?
Sorry, I was muted. Because the child was making dinner. So
And you are trucking through.
I'm trying. I'm doing 8 rows a day because I didn't want to kind of, split it oddly because I was having problems varying my ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the row 3. So I just went ahead and I'm doing 8 rows a day. I'm like 10 days behind,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm keeping
You
track.
also started late because you abandoned ship on the yarn you originally had. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
did.
So
And I am just loving the drape
Mhm.
and
of the,
remind us you're using Pearl Soho knitting yarn, right? Is that what
yes,
it is?
I think
It's literally called knitting yarn.
yeah, it's the
Really nice palette, like a solid like go-to wool.
yeah.
If you're looking for,
It's a little thick fin just because it's the way it's
oh
plied.
really? Oh,
It can
can't
it's
tell that looking at it.
sport in a DK. It would really pop up good in cables, even though it's fuzzy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the knitting yarn, not the good yarn. Let me look. No, good wool.
Oh, it's good wool.
It is the good wool. Yes.
Right.
Yep. So,
It looks really good. Do you I'll come back around. I gotta stay focused. All right.
yeah.
Margaret,
Yes.
I told you I was like, I screeched in on 2 tires because Booster Club stuff. So for those of you that are just meeting me, um, I'm the vice president of my youngest theater booster club. And school has not started yet, but we are fully in Booster Clubville already. And so I just came in from meeting with the kid officers about publicity. So I'm still like processing. And as a side note, this is off topic, but it's not off topic because it's giving me the feels. Guess what programs got cut? Budget cuts with
Theater.
so in Texas, we moved over to the voucher system. 43%, they just told us 43% of the theater budget was cut. $10,000 was cut from them.
That's terrible.
So that is going to be reflected in my blanket today. But anyway, so that I hope that explains a little bit why I'm trying to like cycle through my mind. Okay, how can we do this? How can we, how can we make this right? All the things. Thank you for indulging me. So I just happened to see Lori, you on. I don't know why, because you're not making noise, but so do you have a blanket to share?
I
Or
do. I'm behind, but I'm working on it. And I have my new grandbaby. My little granddaughter arrived, so there will
Oh,
be.
congratulations. What's her name?
So her name, they just finally decided today is Hadley Joe.
Adorable.
Oh,
So
Adorable.
yes, I have to adjust to that name. I was kind of stuck on Amelia or something like that, but grandmas don't have a say.
Well, but Hadley is in the same era. Like it is one of those sort of like classic old, it's less traditional, but it is classic.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, she's a little darling. She came pretty quick and 7 pounds and 21 inches long. So
Great weight. Is mom doing okay?
mom's doing great. She was born Sunday night late, and so they actually came home this afternoon. So
Oh,
all is good.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Well, that's huge. Congratulations. So I bet you're
thank
going to have
you.
a lot of joy, Rose, for the next few minutes.
I think so.
And maybe if you're helping out with night duty, some tired Rose. I think is under sad. I can't remember, but
Thank
interesting.
you.
Well, congratulations, congratulations, and it looks great. Um, Okay, let's see. Margaret, you showed yours. Okay, so it looks like, oh, Mona, I see you next.
There's a few people in the chat posting some.
Oh, thank you for that.
I haven't checked the chat either. Here's mine. I'm behind as well, but I'm like 10 days behind,
Pretty.
10, 12 days. So, yep. But I'm loving it like
If
everyone
you're-
else.
If you're sharing it, if you are sharing it in the, oh, I see. It's just a couple of people. Okay. I don't think that people who are watching the recording will see these, just FYI. But it looks like Elaine ended up making a techie cozy out of one. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's, I like the idea if you know that you need it to be more bite-sized, that you adapt it for your life space. That's really like a good thing to do for yourself. So that's great. Yours looks lovely, Mona. It's
Thanks.
super happy. Peggy, I see you next.
This is mine. I am behind.
Uh-huh. It's
Beautiful.
Very
it's really nice.
reassuring that
Yeah,
I'm the only one behind.
no, and
Exactly.
this is
Yeah.
this is literally this is on my
Yeah.
notes of what we're going to talk about today. Okay, I don't think if you are not showing your camera right now, but you would like to share, please jump on in, or if you're not comfortable having the camera on, post it in there. And pictures, it will not download, but the comments will. So people will just have to, they'll just have to envision it. They'll just have to envision it later. Okay. So I think, did I get, oh, Olga, sorry, I almost missed you.
Hi,
Hi.
here is mine. Oh, I mean, it's kind of gotten big, so I have to like zoom out.
That's great.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I
Sure
don't know
is.
where I'm honestly where I'm at, and I'm not stressing about it. I don't know. Am I on track? Am I behind? Am I ahead? I have no idea. I'm
I
just
mean, I
going
think
with
that
it.
you might be the smartest amongst us.
I agree.
Just like whatever, and I'm going with it. And I noticed that even like on doesn't matter what kind of day it is, but when I am doing it at the end of the day, it kind of like grounds me and just kind of calms me down when I'm working on it, even when I'm mad or whatever, which is great.
It's a great idea.
Very
No,
good.
I like that.
I like
Oh, Vicky just shared hers. You know what I'm going to do for the people that aren't on camera? I'm just going to share the screen really quickly so that folks can see them later. And then, oh, you're going to see all of my mess. If I can find the chat, I can find everything but the chat. Awesome. This is going great.
Mhm.
Oh, well, maybe I'm not. We'll try that again in a bit. I'll figure it out in a bit. I think that that's a really great idea, Olga. And, you know, it's Becky, who's not here today, she started that way. Like she knew from the get-go, and she didn't assign colors. She picks up whatever she feels, expresses how she's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Idea.
She went to art school. So it's like, you can tell, like, it's like a muscle, right? Is just sort of your conditioning, you know. It's a lot easier if you have been conditioned to have sort of like a freer artistic spirit than not.
True.
So
I can share my screen really quick if you want me to. I've got the chat popped out.
okay.
Let me see if it'll let me do.
I think there are three. Well, Jessica's showing hers because it was blurred out. And then Elaine has one, and then Vicky S just showed.
Okay, so I know you guys are seeing a little bit more here.
Just seeing your son and you.
Oh, you're not actually seeing it. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like it ended up disappearing. It's okay. Let's go ahead and move on. It's okay. Thank you for trying. So I want to, this was going to be the second thing, but since it came up, I think that it should be the first. I want to talk about the phrase behind. I am behind. And what that digs up with you emotionally. In our culture, from my experience, that's a negative. It's not, in some cultures, we are a culture that glorifies being busy, but also is perpetually frazzled and feels lesser than. I can only speak as my experience as a woman. So, but in my experience with the women who surround me, it is worse with that not doing enough, not finishing, not getting done.
Yep.
Does that phrase resonate with anyone? Does that bring up anything negative? Or is everybody like Olga and just not worrying about it? Like, does that phrase make you have a knee-jerk reaction at all?
Anxious.
Totally.
Perpetually behind, never ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, just it brings up a lot of like, childhood things like always like not the fastest runner. And then when you go forward, it's like, okay, well, I'm not the fastest at turning in my homework, or I am not the quickest to get household tasks done. Which is something I've really been working on around trying to get the house back under control since I was, laid up for so many months.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it brings up a lot of anxiety in me. Like, I gotta catch up, I'm behind. And
Yeah. I hear some agreements. Is anything else? Anybody else?
What's up?
You just waiting for you to go by.
Oh, hold on.
Feelings of overwhelm. So feeling behind.
Mhm.
Getting dressed?
Hey, Mary, can you mute so we don't hear the?
Yeah, sorry.
No worries, no worries.
Leads to that feeling of overwhelm, and then that is just anxiety through the roof. Laying in bed at night, oh my God, I didn't do X, Y, and Z.
Anybody else?
Well, it's also tied to like feelings of failure, right? That I think a lot of people feel like, oh my God, why can't I keep up with this project, this thing, whatever. I mean, that's like, and I posted on here, and I think I talked about it last time, that, I scrapped the one I was doing because I was like, oh my God, I'm like weeks behind. And then I realized this is a fun this is not a competition. I'm not in competition with anybody in this group. Like, no one is gonna be like, well, Malinka, why aren't you 23 days into your project? No one's like checking me off, like, but me. And I think that was it. I was like, why am I putting this kind of like failure pressure on myself for a project that's supposed to be fun? Like, this is like a voluntary thing. Why am I stressing? I mean, anxiety and failure, right, are those two, like, those things. But it is, like Kristen was saying, like Jessica was saying, it's this like it's weirdly competitive, but you're not competing with anybody but yourself. Like, nobody gets a prize for finishing their mood ring, their mood ring wrap first, right? And I don't know, it's like you feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be keeping up because there's these things I'm supposed to be doing every single day, but I've got 11 billion other things I'm supposed to be doing. And me, I was fighting with the pattern, like mentally fighting with the pattern, even though I've done ripple patterns before and I really enjoy them. It's when I finally like acknowledge, like, this isn't working. Like, why are you fighting with yourself about this? And why are you so miserable at this thing that you don't, there's no reason for you to be miserable. You're not behind on anything. And that was such a moment for me, like, oh, I could just put this down and pick and like cast on something else. And once I did that, it was like great. So happy. Work on it almost every day.
So I'm hearing that you were putting some self-imposed rules and stressors into practice at first, and then you made a change for the better.
Yeah, it wasn't anything that came from the group. It wasn't anything like people in the group were like, we must all be like on row 17 on day 17 together. But that's not how life works, first of all.
Right.
But, and it's weird because I look at that, like I would never put those kinds of pressures on my students, right?
Yeah.
For things.
No.
So I think that was like a moment to me. I was like, okay, what is going on here? And I think there's just a lot of like gestures broadly at the world stress,
Yeah.
but also there's a lot of work stress. I'm taking on a lot of other things. But I was like, what? It was all just seemed to be manifesting in that, like me just seeing that knitting project and just being like, oh, it's too much.
It became representative of
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
How
That makes all
did
that
it make
makes
everything else in my life get easier? Not exactly, but am I happier? I'm not
right.
I
But
like
at
to
least
sit
you're not
down and-
staring at something that makes you angry. You
yeah,
know.
and then being mad like I bought this yarn and I have all this stuff and why did I pick up another project when you have 11,000 other things to be doing? And then I was like, oh, I just let that shit go.
Good for you. And your hair looks cute on top of it. So
Thank you. And I have it's wash and go today, which is why I loved when you cuts my hair.
no, it's really cute.
Thank you.
Michelle, you've patiently had your hand raised.
Yes, I just wanted to say I completely agree with Malinka about the feelings of failure, because that's immediately where my head goes when things don't get done. I get overwhelmed. I start feeling like, why can't you just XYZ? And I have to say, I'm proud of myself that I have not let myself go there with this project, because it is supposed to be fun. It is supposed to be insightful and reflective, in my opinion. And it's knitting. I mean, it's knitting. It's not like I'm going to miss a deadline that's crucial for work or life. I'm having a good time with it. And I can't knit every day. I don't have time to work on it every day. And I'm okay with that. But definitely get the feeling of failure that you were talking about.
Yeah, I hear you. Margaret.
Yeah, you kept saying, what did you learn? You know, like I'm looking at the prompts. What did I learn from this? What am I learning? And it's all about our emotions, right? So they're my emotions. So if I can't get to it today, that's what I'm learning through the process is like I'm able to let go and do what suits me, kind of following, but at the same time doing what's making me happy and not stressing. I changed the pattern a little bit. I let myself take care of me.
Yeah.
So that's, and I was struggling answering that question, like, what am I learning? And then it just like dawned on me. I'm like, I learned to take care of me.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's a big one. That's a really big one. I found something not surprising, but just one of my many quirks that, I had a couple really busy weeks. So a lot of days, not filled, boxes not filled. And I had written down some things for some of them, not for others. Um, but I was looking on the calendar, going back and forth, and there was like a day or two where I was like, I really don't even remember that day. Like it seems inconsequential. But I was like, no, like they need to be in order. Like I don't even, well, I do know my Virgo moon. Like they need to be in order. And like I can't move on to this next day until I do this one. And so if it makes you feel any better, like I made this thing up and like it's happening to everyone. Like if it's happening to you, you're definitely not alone. And I found that within myself. And that is actually my own experience sort of brought this topic today. I had that on a piece of paper before, you all started introducing yourselves in that way. And I want to do a couple things around it. It's a little ritualistic / like performative, but for me, especially in this time that we're in right now, sometimes just putting action out there makes something sort of set. So if you are able to, if you could grab any scrap of paper and any writing implement, just real quick, doesn't matter what it is, and I want you to write on it, I am behind. So just real simple. And let me know when you're all ready. And if you're watching this later, just take a moment to do it. Change to gallery. Okay. All right. If you're not ready, no worries. Whenever you're ready, if you don't want to do it, no worries. What I would like you to do now is I'd like you to read it to yourself, and then I would like you to rip it into tiny, tiny pieces and throw it away and let this shit go, to quote Professor Mylinka. Let it go. You're never, ever going to be behind with this project. This project had to be a project. I had to give it a purpose because people would not sign up for this esoteric thing that if there wasn't at least the idea of an end goal, the justification of why to spend the money, why to spend the time. That is the only reason that it's a rap can. It doesn't have to be anything. It is what it is. So from now on, I want you to take that out of the vocabulary in relations to this project. I'd like you to do it in a lot of other things, but know your life.
Full steps.
But I would like you to do that for this. So anybody watching later, I'll post about this later. No longer is anybody behind. Okay, you too.
Thank you.
That was powerful.
Yep.
Down on mine. I didn't rip it up, but I just added, I'm behind the desk.
That's fair. That's fair. I know. Olga, you want to run this? You should just run it. Like you've got it figured out. So that's number one. The second thing I wanted to address is, and this is, I'm talking probably more to myself than anybody else, giving permission for the days not to be sequential. Because I think that in my mind, I was like, well, this is going to tell a story through this period of time, but we're only using 6 colors. It's not like we are, creating this quilt where it's like, here's this picture and here's the thing. And so it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And you can either write down and log your feelings on the days that you're not doing it, or you can just not. If you need to skip a couple days, skip a couple days and then come back. So let's say you're on day 33, you skip, you skip a couple days, you can still come back to day 34, even if it's day 75 in your life. And only come back to that if you are keeping track of it because I broke it up in rows. You don't have to come back to it at all. In fact, if it's still really bothering you, cross out the day number and just have empty boxes. Or instead write the date for yourself. Anything that's holding you up, like cross it out, ditch it, draw a line through it. Remember, I also, for those of you that are rule followers, I also did for almost every group pattern, I built in a lot of days to catch up or not do anything at all. That's all I have to say about that. Does anybody else have anything in that realm?
All good. Great.
Oh, good. Okay.
Good.
The other thing that I wanted to talk about is now that we are about a month into it. No, we're a good month into it. What is today? Yeah, we're over a month into it. We're about 5 weeks. Do you find that it's a 2-part question? A, that you're losing steam, that your enthusiasm is waning on this. And B, kind of B, but still it's really probably A.1. Oh my God, stop it.
We know what you meant.
It's adjacent. Is it still giving you what you need it to, whether that's insight, time for yourself, introspection, conversation, whatever it is for you? Or do you feel like you need some kind of refresh? Because we're about a third of the way through.
Yeah, no, I'm still just, and maybe it's because I restarted, but I just feel like I'm trucking along. It's become kind of one of my things. Give me a thumbs up because I'm moving my hand around. The and thumbs up myself. Good. I think that for me, it's almost now that I'm super enjoying it. It's become a daily ritual of sorts. That I get into bed at night and I do my one row, or if I haven't done it for a couple of days, I do my whatever rows I need to do. And it's kind of become this nightly, like I get ready for bed and because I know I probably got 1 or 2 rows that I'm doing and it's low stress and it's become a nightly, like, feed the cats, get my bedtime routine, get in the bed with my bag of stuff and whatever. Although today they're doing a yarn group meetup at the public library here in a little bit. So I'm taking it with me to do, so I don't have it in my office with me right now. I'm saving it. I'm saving my today to go do it at the public library.
Well, that's the other thing. Do you get hung up on how many rows to represent a certain feeling? Like, let's say it's broken down. For us, it's either 1 row or 2 row because we're doing the least amount of time as possible one.
Yeah. No.
But are you like, this is going to be too much of anger? I wasn't actually that angry, but I want to keep going.
No, I just kind of let it go, man. I just do like 1 row a day and I don't know. I made a lot of peace with it and it's just been nice ever since. Now, if I was still fighting with it, then I'd probably be like, screw this whole project and I'll go do something else. But
Yeah.
nah, actually, what it's done is it's freed it up where I know, like, I've got like 1 or 2 rows I might be working on this today. So it's making me think about other unfinished objects that I want to work on also. I've been very much a person that needs to work on one project and then another one. And then I can't do like a lot of them at once, but this is allowing me to do that and not feel like I'm working on something when I should be working on something else.
Yeah.
I know I'm doing like 1 row. So I have a t-shirt that I've been working on for, I don't know, years that maybe I'll work on tonight.
Oh, I see. So it's it's releasing you from other projects because you released a little bit of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. I like this pacing.
I like that. I'm also doing the simplest one, the least time intensive, and it's 1 or 2 rows a day. And I've really given myself permission to not stress over that. Where in the past I might try to like mathematically divvy it up so I get to the perfect number. But this time I'm like, whatever. If I feel 2 things today, I'm gonna do 2. If I feel 1, I'm gonna do 1. One day I even did 3 because a lot happened that day. And I was like, don't stress, it's all going to come out in the end. You can't mess up like a wrap or a blanket. It could be as big or as little as I want. It could be a scarf for all I care. So that I felt has been very freeing. And different for me who likes to like, oh, well, this color has to be represented this much, and then this one it's gonna clash. I have a purple next to a yellow, it's gonna look so ugly. And I was like, no, it actually looks great. And it's real. It's been freeing in that
I
sense.
feel the same way as you guys. It's kind of like my little friend that every day I talk to. I'm like, oh, hey, just checking in.
That's nice. That's actually a really nice way to put it.
It is. I've been having I've been having a lot of turmoil in my life the last few weeks. So I found myself zoning out on my phone a lot. And I'm like, no, redirect myself, do something more constructive with my time. Because usually I'm the type of person where I've got, well, I can't even tell you how many whips I've got going right now. It's
We saw them on a shelf the other day.
exactly. And I've been sticking to just this, and it's kind of like a challenge for me, as well as well, I don't have to think about what I want to grab next because this is always next to me.
What is it? What is it that makes you feel like you need to challenge yourself to only work on one thing?
Partially it's my ADHD tendencies of bouncing around and going to the ooh shiny.
But
whatever the ooh shiny might be. And it's given me the time to go around the house and gather up all the whips and put them in one place. So I looked at them and went, it's a wall of whips, or a huge shelf full of whips. So it's kind of given me a bit of perspective on, um, how I want to go about working in the future. Like I'm planning on what I'm going to do next. What one thing I'm going to focus on next while I'm focusing on this. And since I am, quote unquote behind, I was thinking, oh, I can't work on anything else because I'm so behind on this. But I also know if I start bouncing around, I will keep bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, which leads to a whole bunch of things never getting done.
But
Gold.
what happens if you just don't finish this?
To me, it feels like a waste. And I know that I've got to reframe that into it's yarn and time, and I enjoy the experience. And I'm trying to be more experiential and not as end game driven, because that's how I feel I should be, that I should finish everything I start, because that's what others seem to expect of me. And I've really been working on trying to reframe that.
Well, it's already big enough to be a pillow. So like if you can think about it in increments, if that bothers you, because first of all, I don't actually subscribe to the thing where you like, I think that if something brings you joy or brings you what you need for that time, it can be that it's like they say about people, right? They're there for a reason, the season, or for life.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about my projects, and sometimes they serve their purpose and then it's time to either unwind them and use the yarn for something else or take them to a creative reuse place or to a Goodwill or someplace all packaged with all the things and let it go.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't feel, if that doesn't resonate with you, I'm wondering if you might consider at each level that it is thinking about, well, at this point, it could be a pillow. Well, at this point, it could be, a baby blanket at this point, so that there isn't that unknown
Yeah.
in the future, that
Or a
that
far away goal.
yeah, and for someone who also has ADHD, I've talked about this before in our group. There's this great Trevor Noah quote, who also has it, who said, "There's the now and the not now." Like, I don't want to think about the not now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to retain it. It's going to make me like angry, and so I'm wondering if that doesn't apply to something like this. If you are very like emotionally attached to, finishing,
Right.
if you could take out what the finished object is going to be.
I think that's hard. I agree with Kristen. Like, I have the same kind of mindset. I feel guilty that I didn't finish one of my knit collage, actually, projects. I finished one, I didn't finish the other. And how dare I start this project? And how dare I look for the next project? I just ordered more yarn because I never finished this sweater. And there is a lot of that self-imposed blame. It's not hurting anyone. It's
Right.
not a waste because I had fun for the weeks I worked on it, but sitting here causes me shame, like unfinished.
Oh yeah.
And
Guilt.
I don't know why. It's self-imposed.
It's self-imposed and it's also very gendered, right? I mean, it's very gendered. I mean, women, especially women in the Western world, right? We are very much geared towards productivity, completion of goals, that things needs to be a certain way, or we are not successful, and whatever that looks like. Right? And that if your stuff isn't finished, if your house isn't perfect, if you right, and then social media and aesthetics and all that aside, but I think that's part of it. It goes to I think it was Kristen was saying too. And then you know, it's like, oh, like then stuff is overwhelmed. And it's like, well, now I have these other works in progress that I never finished. So why then, or like you were just saying, why I shouldn't be allowed to start something new because I didn't fit. This is Clean Plate Club, but
I was
applied
just gonna say that. I was like,
Yeah.
this is like
Club
cleaning a plate.
applied to fabric, you know, applied to
Mhm.
our
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
supposed to be our happy fun times. And nobody enjoyed Clean Plate Club. Absolutely nobody. I don't think our
It
mom,
wasn't, and it was not good for people's health. Like
No.
Yeah.
I'm the perfect example of the Clean Plate Club.
same, same.
You know, it's like it's still all here.
Yeah, but it's also here and here, right?
Exactly.
But that's I
Yeah.
kind of thought about it that way until you were just talking about it, Jessica. But it is very much that Clean Plate Club.
Yeah.
Well, you need to finish everything on your plate or in your works in progress basket or whatever before you can't have that dessert or that next project because you didn't finish this one. And how wasteful is it? If there are kids in the other side of the planet that could use that yarn,
Mhm.
are we, you know, were we sending it to them? Absolutely not. They
Yeah.
don't care. They don't want that project anymore.
And
Right?
it's also the financial, you know, kind of thing of, you know, and my husband, oh, you're buying more yarn?
well, but that's a real, that's, I mean, I'm not, that sounded like I was citing, that's not what I meant. It's a real thing that these are expensive. I mean, if you're using the Pearl Soho yarn, it was a couple $100. That's real money.
Oh yeah.
It's real money when you're buying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's not unreasonable to consider that. But I'm wondering if there are things, you know, if you are part of Stitchwell Social Club, we have a buy sell trade group. If you're not, they have them other places. You can, you know, find them someplace. Why can't we use that and sell our stuff to each other? Like either unwinding it or saying, I started this, put it all in a bag and say like, does anybody, you know, I'll sell it to you for half the price, whatever. Or if you don't actually need the money, but you need to not see it, you know, like Jessica says she sees failure. If it needs to be out of your house, then just give it to somebody else that you're going to either save them money or bring them joy or both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we met the last time on Zoom and you said that about giving that we don't that it serves its purpose that it serves its purpose, like the project that isn't finished, it served my purpose. And I've been thinking about that a lot because some of the projects that I haven't finished, I remember what I was doing and who I was with when we were started it. So that really helped me. And I've been telling a lot of people that I don't have to finish all these projects. It's some rule I put on myself. I don't have to do it. It's really helped me feel less crazy about it.
Congratulations. That's big. That's big.
Well, you helped me. You helped what you said. Like I guess I needed to hear that at the time.
Well, we need to hear it.
Yeah.
We need to hear the things that we say to each other.
Mm.
You know, like we need to
Self-talk.
we need to hear what we would say to us if we were each other, if we were our own best friend. We need to say like, dude, you're tired. Like, knock it off. Like, it's okay. And so sometimes like we know this stuff, like we know it, but when it's our own self, like we need that validation. We need that like, oh, okay, it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's okay. Everybody's not thinking this or that. Like I have permission. You know, sometimes we need that. Liv, you came in
Hi.
a little bit. Hi. Like, I just wanted to give you a chance to show yours as well. We were showing and we were talking.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So I'm so glad you sent out the note because I stopped everything. I'm like, I need to participate in at least one because work will take if you let it. Always.
Yes. Well, what you missed is that we are getting rid of the phrase "I am behind." We wrote it down and ripped it up because because that's not a thing for this. This is about what it brings to you and what it gives you. I see that you did a multicolor, and I think
I
you
did, yes. So I'm still catching up from some travel, but again, I'm doing what I can with what I have.
Yeah, it looks great.
And adjusting, and it'll get done one way or the other. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah. It looks really good.
Thank you.
Looks really good.
All this talk kind of brought up for me that you just said permission.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm sitting there and not, my family's great, but sometimes it's like, oh, you're knitting or you're crocheting or you're whatever I'm doing. And it's like, yeah, this is for me. It's my time. And, sometimes it's like, there's like a judgment. Oh, instead of doing like Kristen was saying, instead of, getting to the work and, the house cleaning or something, it's like, oh, that's what you're doing. Yeah. Cause you know what? This brings me joy. So like, this is helping me, this whole little project is really helping to focus what I need. Cause I'm always worried about what everybody else needs. What about me?
Yeah.
Someone's gonna take care of me. Like you said, we have to be our own best friend. And
You have to put the oxygen mask on first.
Yeah.
Um, it's called Stitchwell Social Club because it's about filling the well. And I wonder, speaking from my own experience, this is a bad example because knitting and crochet, like it's my profession too, but I do a lot of other crafts. Nobody in my house is actually judging me for sitting and doing that. But I feel like, especially because I'm married to somebody that like cleans a lot, like he just like fuss. And so I see that happening and I'm thinking, because the dishes do need to be done and the floor does, there's always something, right? And I'm thinking he's probably seething. He's not. He's very like linear thinking. But for me, because I would probably be super irritated if I was doing all of the, housework. And that's not what it is, but I'm putting this on myself. It's not actually happening. But it all comes back to what we were saying is, and I'm going to let the gender studies professor, actually put this into the right words, but it's all about not doing enough, about us feeling like we're not doing enough.
Knit because there's so much I can't do. This I can do and this I can control.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. And he probably doesn't care that you're knitting and stuff. Just like my husband does it. He's never like, why are you doing that when the dishes are piled up? Because if he did, I would say, well, your hands are also workable for the dishes. So my husband is like, he also will go do the stuff. I mean, he's like a lot of husbands where I'm like, could you also please help with this sometimes? But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what I was saying earlier about stuff being very gendered. I think women feel guilty for taking time for themselves in a way that men do not.
And correct me if I think that this is all about the waves of feminism, which, just in case it's not clear, fully feminist, but we are the first generation, those of us that are Gen X, elder millennials, and the bottom half of boomers, we span the first generation to have a whole like population of women who worked outside of the home. And there wasn't, and so we're the first products of it. And so we were taught, well, you can have it all. You can do it all. You remember that, like, I can brown the bacon, I can fry it up in the pan, that kind of thing. And it was meant, and at the time it was to say that we were capable and whatever, but what was really being coded there, either purposefully or not purposefully, is that we must do it all. That we are still expected, because we didn't see it mapped for us any other way. Like, it wasn't, most of us, and this is a broad stroke, but most of us who were in probably lower middle class for me, or middle class, are mothers who were working outside of the home, were not then like hiring out for all the other things. They also had to do, and if you had a single mom, as I did, like they didn't have a choice. And so it's like, it's encoded. This is what we've witnessed. This is what we need to do. It's like soldier up in a way. And even if it's not, it was never said to me.
Right.
Yes, it was the Enjoli perfume.
Yes, it was the Enjoli perfume.
You can hear it,
But is
right?
and that's like
The
I
other
knew
one,
it.
I'll never let you forget you're a man.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I'm
the
a
whole-
Like
woman.
it's so misogynistic. Like the whole thing is so, but at the time it was like, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can.
Think about it's movies, it's music, it's advertising,
Yeah.
high 20th century still today, but so much. But women were also, I think, in our generation, were taught you can have it all, you can do it all, but you're not allowed to fail at any of it. But none of us can do it all. You can be really great at your job or really great at home, but it's very rare that people can do it both things very, very well if they don't have additional help, high
They hire
income,
out for some,
home help,
yeah,
right? This sort of thing, whether that at-home help is hired people in
or family.
multi-generational families, right, that live in, it's not, we were sold a false bill of goods, right? Women are told you can have it all, but if you take it all, then that's not good either, right? If you're going to be a successful businesswoman, then you're probably a terrible mother. If you're a stay-at-home mom, why aren't you out in the work? I mean, it's
Well,
a-
and like I think one time Oprah years ago said, like, you can have it all, just maybe not all at the same time.
yeah.
You know, and that has stuck with me. I mean, this was like 20 years ago that I heard her say that. And that is a really important message that I think that we need to share with each other as women, is like doesn't have to all happen now.
That's where a lot of the guilt comes over a lot of this stuff. Of like, why can't I succeed at these things? Why am I failing? Because a lot of the language today in this has been about being behind, it's about failing, it's overwhelm, it's anxiety, it's all of these things, and almost all of it we put on ourselves about this project. When like you said, nobody knows like how many days I have or have not done. Nobody knows what my colors mean unless I like post it, right? Nobody knows that I've had like 4 blah days in a row or 6 anxious ones unless I say my anxiety color is orange, and someone walks by and is like, wow, you're spending a lot of time on those anxious days. Right. So we internalize so much, right? But
yeah, and it taps into a rawness.
Yeah, I mean, it's because of external pressures.
Yeah. This might be my favorite one so far. This was really nice, everyone. I think it's a conversation that a lot of people, and you know, we keep gendering it, but there's only women so far that have shown up. So I can only speak to, I think it's all cisgender women. That's the only thing that we can speak to now. I think that it's been really, this has been a really good conversation, and I would love, for you to message me if there's anything that you'd like, because we're just a third of the way done. If you stick with it the whole time, no pressure. And so I would, if there's something that you would really like to see more of, less of, thoughts that you have, please feel free to message me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm trying to keep more businessy hours. But send me a message. You can just click on my name. If you're watching this, not if you're here with me on Zoom, but if you're in the platform, click on my name, send a message. And let me know, because we'll pretty soon we'll hit the half mark, and I feel like we need to celebrate that in some way. And also, side note, if you know anybody who within the community that's joining us that might have something to offer, you know, Mylinka, as I mentioned, is one of the things that she's a professor of is gender studies. But if you know, if somebody here watching or with us is a therapist or a neurologist or you know, any of the things that might bring some insight that will make this experience fuller. Liv, I think
Yeah.
to you a little bit. So in these last couple of minutes, I have a house guest coming, so I'm going to wrap it up soon, but I would love for you to feel free to jump in.
No, thank you. Actually, I was going to offer that. The timing is as it should be. So for those of you on my full-time day job, I'm an attorney, but actually for the first half of my career, I was a well-being teacher, and I have a degree in wellness, lifestyle wellness, but I ended up going back to law school. Long story short, I'm a healthcare attorney, but I still speak about my research that I did in law school in 2019 on how to mitigate loneliness with creativity and the importance of community and connection.
Wow.
So I published I published that in 2019. It won an award, and this is right at COVID. So I had an article coming out in the Indiana Bar the
Oh my
month that COVID hit. Long
About
story short, today was full circle moment, as a matter of fact, because I was interviewed by the American Bar Association for the risk of mental and emotional health challenges for lawyers, and that came out today, and it was so awesome to see that my book's name in print in an article targeted to attorneys, and that, you know, loneliness and feeling isolated is a dashboard light indicator to get out, to learn something new, to create, just to have the
That's a great
opportunity to be
term.
heard. So
That
yeah,
is a
no,
great
thank you for
term.
asking, because today I'm celebrating a little bit and it's sinking in. And so yeah, I speak when I can. I have a little bit of time. I speak about that part of my
Yeah.
Live Balanced is my website, my name, and my book, and everything's there. So thank you for that. Yeah.
I am happy for you to post it within Moodring Make-Along. It's relevant. And
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
for anyone.
absolutely.
Like
Mhm.
maybe don't post about your jewelry business in the Make-Along thing, but if you have something that is relevant, like do that. This is a community project. I personally that sounds fascinating.
I taught at Indiana University for 14 years, lifestyle wellness and nutrition and health. And so I've seen the gamut and worked with students and adults and personal training. So I talk a lot about the importance of learning oneself. And I'm in therapy now, and I have been the last 3 years since you know, with the other things that are going on in my stories in my book. So I'll be happy to post
Everybody
it.
should
And
be. If you
yeah.
can, everybody should be.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Like,
thanks very much. Appreciate it.
of course. All right. Thank you, everyone. I will see you at the next one. I'll see you on the boards. Keep sharing your progress or lack thereof, or any of the things, and have a great rest of your evening. Bye, everyone. Thank you for the time.
Thanks.